IELTS Speaking Examination Tips. You might be nervous about taking your IELTS speaking test, but with these 10 tips from our IELTS experts, and plenty of practice, you will be well on your way to building your confidence and getting the IELTS band score you need. It may be time to take action. For both paper-based and computer-delivered IELTS, the face-to-face speaking test is made up of 3 parts. By understanding what happens in these 3 parts of the speaking test, you will be better prepared. In Part 1, you will have a 4 to 5 minute conversation with an IELTS examiner about yourself. Topics might include work or family or home life or personal interests. Part 2. In Part 2 of the speaking test, you will be given a card with a topic. You will be given 1 minute to take notes on the topic and will be given a pencil and paper to prepare your response. You will then speak on the topic for 2 minutes. Part 3. In Part 3, you will have a conversation with the IELTS examiner around the topic given in Part 2, discussing it in more detail. Part 3 should take approximately 4 to 5 minutes. Tip 1 is don't memorize answers. Tip 2 is don't use big and unfamiliar words. Use a range of vocabulary that you know which is relevant to the topic being discussed. Tip 3 is use a range of grammatical structures. When IELTS examiners assess your speaking skills, they mark you against the following assessment criteria: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range, and accuracy and pronunciation. Tip 4 is don't worry about your accent. Practice with friends and they will tell you if they can't understand what you are saying. Tip 5 is pause to think. You can use phrases to give you time to think about what to say. We all do it to process questions. You can use phrases to give you time to think during the speaking test. Phrases such as "That's an interesting question," "I have never thought about that," but "Let me think about that for a minute." Tip 6 is avoid using fillers, like "or you know," or "well," or "yeah." Tip 7 is extend your answers. Tip 8, smiling helps pronunciation. Tip 9 is don't speak in a monotone. Use your hands to gesture and help the rhythm of the conversation. Tip 10, practice common IELTS topics. Tourism and travel or education or transport.